Hey, welcome back again to Auto Transport Intel. It's Thursday. It is noon. That means it's time for Dispatching Live. What we do is we talk about load board search advice. Yes, I'm wearing a referee shirt because being a dispatcher, you feel like a mediator. You're in the middle, you're in between. You're trying to help the carrier, you're trying to book a load with the broker, you're looking at the load boards. There's a lot going on. There's a lot to do. And some of it feels thankless, and that's why we make a show about it, because we understand how you feel. Dispatchers, carriers, family members of truckers, it's hard, but we know we got to stay loaded, we got to make money, we got to stay profitable. And to help me do the show, I go live with Sue at Murphy Auto Transport. Sue, can you hear me okay?
I can hear you, Jay. How are you doing?
Awesome, I'm doing good. How are you doing?
Oh, just fine. It's
Sweet.
beautiful here today, at least.
You know what? Hopefully it's beautiful everywhere. We're still in the nice weather part of I don't know, August. And so that's
Yeah.
good, right? It's good to start with the
Yeah.
weather, right? You say hello, you say the weather's good, you ask about what you ate this morning, and then, and then you start freaking out about how many loads there are or are not. So I see you
There
in the
you
live
go.
chat. Hey, Michael Color's in the live chat. What's up, Michael? And we like to kick it off with, how are the load boards looking? You want to bring I enabled screen sharing. So do me a favor, let's bring
So,
up yeah, there we go.
okay. We have today 42,428, and I think we were at right a little bit over 45,000 last week. So we're still kind of on schedule as what I kind of predicted was what 3 to 4,000 loads a week are going down.
Right.
And I mean, sure, and we're gonna have. I mean, we're still getting loads put on there, so that average isn't really that bad, truthfully,
No,
considering.
it's technically above average. And if you're just
Hmm.
joining now, what we're talking about is we like to every Thursday we start by looking at what's the central dispatch capacity of loads posted in the domestic 48 for what the next 3 days available. Oh, and you've got
Yes,
Alaska
I
in
do.
here.
For
So you
sure.
got all 50 states.
Yeah, I have everything on here. Is
That's
what I
okay. I
usually
don't
do.
know
I
if
go all to
Alaska's
all.
gonna throw us off that much, anyways. So
No, it looks like there's
right.
only one. I
What are
don't
there,
think
two
you're worried
loads in
about it.
Alaska? Yeah. So yeah, okay.
And
Sorry,
it's going to
Alaska.
New Jersey.
Yeah, and
Hey.
it's going. I was just looking at that. I was going to New Jersey. Oh, and it's a forklift. Oh, and there's a forklift. Wow, that's a beauty. fifteen
Well, it's
hundred.
a
That can't be.
Can-Am Outlander.
That can't be
Which one are
enough.
you looking at?
1500. That can't be
No, that
enough.
can't be enough.
Come on.
No. We're
What?
going like that's got to be what I'm going to guess and say 4,000 miles minimum. I would
Right.
say.
Okay. Right.
Yeah.
Just off the
So
top of my head, we're way, way under. Hey, by the way,
yeah.
did you already hit the Control Plus Plus? I think you're looking pretty good.
Let me hear.
Maybe
I
one
think it's pretty
more.
big. I'll try going up one.
Just one more, but I don't want it to be too
Oh, that's too big.
rickety. Oh, okay.
Okay.
Go down. Yeah.
Oh, we're at the max there.
Yeah, you had
Okay.
it. Okay, good. Thank you for doing that. I'm gonna check the live chat again. Okay, cool. So Randy Hammond is with us. What's up, Randy? Carlos Bracken is just with us. What's up, Carlos? Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Please do say hello in the live chat. Please do remember to give a like. Tell your friends. By the way, this is kind of cool. Is that I want to let you guys know I'm actually in a virtual event right now. Now they're taking a lunch break, so this worked out awesome, and that's why we got to end at 1 o'clock today. I'm in the International Automobile Remarketers Alliance live virtual event.
Oh,
And you wouldn't believe how much they're talking about transportation. It's actually super exciting. Because, gosh, wouldn't it be nice if there was a channel that focused on the business of transportation and all the issues? God, wouldn't that be great?
yeah.
Man, if only
Okay.
somebody created. Okay. All right, I'm having enough fun there. But I just put in a couple comments. I don't want to be heavy handed, put on my Superman's cape. Ta da! No, I don't do that. This is a business channel. So, I make the jokes, but I don't do that when I'm networking. And so I made a couple comments. But what was interesting is that here's the problem dealers are having. dealers are having a problem, especially right now, getting cars moved that they normally don't have a problem getting moved. Which is interesting
Right.
because, so it seems to be a multi-factor problem. There are less carriers than normal because some went out of business. Some dealers are under the impression that some transporters aren't working because they're getting the COVID money.
Oh,
What do you think of that?
well, they
Now,
can't.
and I'm not going to call anybody out, but I'm hearing, I've heard that a couple times. Do you think there are transporters not working because they're getting COVID money?
I mean, it's possible because you can be self-employed and collect the $600. However, I think it's running out here shortly.
Well, why wouldn't
Um,
you work and collect it? Isn't that what a carrier would do?
no, you can't.
Oh,
No, you
you
can't.
can't. You're
No, you're
kidding.
unemployed because of COVID.
Oh my gosh, so that is happening.
So yeah, so it's unemployment. That's who's paying you. So if it came out that you got,
You can't work.
yeah, if you got caught working and collected that money, I'm pretty sure you'd probably be in some big trouble. So, and I know a lot of drivers are still
Am I
worried,
the only one
scared
that
to
thinks
get out.
that's kind of crazy? I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is,
No,
shouldn't it be? Isn't it? It's economical assistance. So if you can get the COVID money and work, isn't that good for the economy? Am I
yeah,
wrong?
but see, the people. Well, I mean, it would be nice, but it kind of is a double whammy for the government if you really look at it that way, because they're giving you extra money to stay at home, and then you're also working. So that's why the people
Okay,
that are
so
actually
they
like,
want you to
we'll just
stay.
say
Okay,
non-driver.
so that's
Yeah.
the money. The money is we want you
Yeah.
to stay at home. Here's money.
If you're in a, I mean, non-essential job that you're not
Clearly, I
supposed
don't
to be
work in
working,
politics,
right?
right? Okay.
The idea
I work in
is that
logistics.
you're
Okay.
supposed to be collecting them. Yeah.
All right. So they
But
want you to
I mean,
stay
I
home.
do,
Get it.
but and it's the same concept. I've like had people that I had asked for a job for me. I called them up after, I opened back up, which I was only closed for like 2 weeks because most of my drivers were off the road. And she told me, well, really, I'm collecting the $600. I really don't want to go back to work. I'm like, okay.
Well, yeah, some people.
So
So for
that's
some
happening
people, this
everywhere.
is a great time to transition out of whatever you were doing if you don't want to be doing it. But
Right.
well, here's what's interesting. Okay, and I'm glad we're talking about it because some of the other factors going on. And by the way, I know if we're not looking at the load board right now, I apologize. We're going to get to the load boards, but this is actually important because it affects the volume on the load board and what shippers are expecting. See, here's the thing:
Right.
is there's less vehicles available as inventory for dealers, yet people are still buying cars, whether
Oh,
it's
yeah.
the COVID money or whatever. So dealers are having a hard time keeping inventory, so they're upset that they can't get the inventory that they badly need because there's no carrier to move it because the carrier's getting the COVID money to stay home. And that's where they're coming from.
And it may not, right. And they may not even be collecting COVID money. They may just be staying home because they don't want to be out there in this.
Well, there's
or
that. So
they've
there's
gone
that
out
too.
of business too.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, or they're no
and
longer
that's
buying. They
and
went out of
that's
business.
so what I was trying to figure out: what percentage went out of business, what percentage
Right.
are afraid to work, what percentage are just taking the COVID money and not working. We don't have any of those numbers.
No, we don't. I'm just guessing. I'm figuring. I mean, originally, I think I said at least 25% of the people the truck drivers are not on the road like they were. So out of that was 25%. How many people went out of business? 10? I mean, or more, or, I mean,
know.
as well as I do, like any business out there, some people are living paycheck to paycheck, even as a business owner. And if you were in that situation and this happened, I'm pretty sure it put you out of business. I mean, I'm almost positive they would have.
And that's why I think that's the biggest percentage. I think the biggest percentage is companies that went out of business because they were already living 2 weeks behind paycheck to paycheck.
Right.
I can't see a lot of transporters just sitting at home afraid to go out. Actually, I don't see that. Right? That doesn't make sense.
I had a few.
There might be some.
Few people. There are
that's
some
going to be
because
a minority.
And a lot of it was more, and a lot of it wasn't owner operators. It was owners who had drivers who refused to go out because of COVID.
Right.
So
Well, and then
totally different deal.
you're collecting the money. I don't want to get political
Yeah.
about it, but here's the point. My point was, I have a point, is that I'm in this virtual event and dealers. I mean, one of the main topics that was most interesting is transportation issues.
Hmm.
Transportation is an issue right now. It's a big issue,
Yeah.
and it's
Yeah.
being talked about. And then the topic comes up. Gosh, it'd be great if there was more conversation about this topic. And
Yeah.
there's me with looking at my Superman's cape sitting on the floor thinking, do I jump in or what do I do? So,
Well, and
dispatching
then
live.
you figure that the prices are so high, and I know they're complaining about that too, because they're figuring that into their price of selling
See,
the,
e-
car
e-
product, whatever you want to look at it,
exactly. And
you
here,
know.
Carlos is saying, there you go, Carlos. That's why I couldn't compute it. Carlos points it out.
Yeah.
If you're an owner operator, you can't live off $600 a week. Yeah,
No,
right.
no,
That'll pay for your lug
doesn't
nuts.
even cover your overhead.
Yeah,
No,
I
yeah, it
mean,
doesn't cover
that's
your
nothing.
insurance, your
Yeah,
trailer payment. I think
so
that's why I've talked to several people that have gotten this SBA loan that were transporters. So
right.
that would help them to be able to stay at home too. But I wouldn't use it for that. I would use it
Well,
to make my company bigger, better, buy a
yeah.
new trailer, buy a new truck,
Does
get yourself positioned to handle bigger, better stuff.
does the SBA loan require you to sit at home?
No, it doesn't
Exactly.
say one way or the other. You can use that money for whatever you want as long as it is for your business. It cannot be a new business. It is for your current business that you have.
Yeah, I don't see a lot of owner operators just saying, I'm not going to work. I'm going to sit at home. I don't see that at all.
No,
But
I
anything's
had it in the
possible.
beginning.
Anything's possible.
In the
Right. I
very
mean,
first 2 weeks when
temporarily.
everything went
Yeah.
crazy.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody
Exactly.
was wigging out. Yeah.
Yeah. Exactly.
Then
When.
after that,
Yeah.
yeah, after that they're like, Shh, this is stupid. I'm going.
Yeah.
And that's the way we've
Right.
been ever since then. We've
Right.
been
If
on the
you're
road and
still sitting at home 2 months later, 3 months later,
yeah,
4 months later, I don't
yeah,
know. How long have we been in
yeah.
COVID? Was there ever a time we weren't in COVID? Were those just memories that I.
Doesn't feel
Is
like
that
it
something I
anymore, does it?
read? Is that a VHS that I found somewhere? All right, let's look at the
Well, and
load board.
really, okay, what is there anybody? I don't think anybody's looking for anything.
Yeah,
So
right. Oh, hey,
let's go look.
yeah. Why don't you
Go
pull
ahead.
up? Do me a favor. Here's what we're gonna do. Pull up. Do me a favor. Pull up a search. Are you searching for anybody right now? What are you
Yeah,
doing?
I'm looking for somebody.
Okay.
I've got a driver going into Mobile, Alabama, so I'll pull that page up.
Yeah. Let's do a search, and then we're gonna while we're looking, we're gonna at the right moment we got another topic we're gonna dive into. Thank you guys so much for joining us today on Dispatching Live. Please do say hello in the live chat. What are you doing today? Are you if you're sitting home collecting money? Right, that'd be. I don't think anybody's doing that. This is auto transport, but if you're searching a route, if you are you making money? Are you staying full? What's your big issue of the day? Right? Do you want to promote your company, product, or service? Put it in the live chat. Oh, here we go. Carlos is saying he's
North
got to search
Carolina
for
to
us
anywhere.
North Carolina to anywhere. If you want
Where
to.
at in North Carolina, Carlos?
Yeah, yeah, Carlos.
And how
Where
big of
at
a
in North
trailer are you?
Carolina? Please let us know. And also, I want to mention this. Listen, I know more and more people are starting to watch Auto Transport Intel that aren't carriers, but they're either dealers, brokers, technology, or other. And if you stumble into this channel and you're not a carrier, this is some pretty good information. In fact, I think if you work for a company that has a load board, this is some pretty good feedback. Read what the
Yeah.
carriers are saying and see look at some of our pro tips of searching on load boards because I think you'll learn a lot about how your user interacts with your product.
Well, I had up North Carolina earlier to all, and there is too many loads to go through. So if he can narrow this down a little bit for us, we're at North Carolina, that would help us because North Carolina is huge.
All right.
So he's either Charlotte or Raleigh is what I'm going to guess, or
Right.
Greensboro. Those are the three big places in North Carolina.
But you can't put Charlotte with Raleigh very easily.
So
Couch
see.
surfing
He
while watching
is
live
couch surfing
dispatches.
in Charlotte.
I'm in
Okay.
Charlotte. Cool. Thanks, Carlos. That's
There we
awesome,
go.
buddy. Thank you.
There were good loads on there earlier. Let's see.
Got a guy going
Mike's
in
got one going
Albuquerque
to
tomorrow.
Albuquerque here.
Okay, cool.
Let's do this. We're going to put a minimum of $400, and we'll just put 60 cents here just to try to narrow this down. I know Cargo OK had a really good load on here earlier today. Let's see if it's still on here. It was a 2-pack.
Michael said, unnecessary eye roughness, Jay in a Superman cape. And I'm going to agree with you. That is a good call, Michael. That's going to take some time to shake that off.
And we're going to do Albuquerque too while we're waiting for that to come up. Okay. Wow. We still have 476 loads out of Charlotte.
It is. It's unbelievable. And you know, it would take one car to replace the whole week of unemployment, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Right? Like,
all right, Carlos, are you hooked up with Ready Auto? Just out of curiosity, we have some news. Way to hit this right at the top.
Yeah, wow, interesting. Okay, so here we go. Let's look at this. Okay, so Sue has picked up, first load, Ready Logistics. Now,
as we all know, nobody's been allowed to haul for Ready, or unless you followed their parameters to get in there, which was almost impossible. We found out today that you can get signed up. So hurry, everybody, and go call them, get them to send you over the information to get signed up for Ready Auto. They are taking new people right now.
Why don't will you pull up the website? Where do you go? Let's say you want to get signed up with Ready.
Well, you got to call them.
And
then they're going to send you over their packet.
Yes. All right, what's that number? I'm going to put that in the live chat. Get
480.
Hang on.
558.
Wait. Get signed up with Ready Logistics now. 480.
558. 3200.
3200.
Oh, Jen says call 3202 and you can get to the sign up instead, and just tell them you want to sign up. They're going to ask you for their email, and then they're going to send you over their packet information, their contract. We're still waiting on it. We asked for it this morning. They did say they were going to send it to us. We haven't received it yet. I don't know if they've updated it now where you can do everything online, or if it's still like a 12, 15-page document you got to print and send back or not. So I can't give you any more information until I get it in. Maybe we'll get it in while we're on the show. But definitely do it. Do it now. Same thing with wholesale. If you're not still signed up with wholesale, go get signed up with wholesale, because these things may change.
What's the best way to get signed up with wholesale?
Also, you just call them. I do have an email for the lady that handles it as well, which is, hang on, I'll tell you. The best way, but she may get upset that we bombard
Don't put her
her
email. Do they just have a main number, like a main number?
Oh, yeah. It's just 615. Hang on, let me look her up. Jen, wholesale number 615-392-4100.
Thank you, Jen.
And tell them you want to sign up.
And the reason is, while we're talking about this, listen, just to drive it home. We're going to drive this home. Ready Logistics has been, when I was dispatching, I don't know, when I started 5 years ago, 7 years ago, whatever that was, you get signed up with Ready Logistics just like you get signed up with whoever, okay? And other parameters, but you get signed up. But then they shut off the spigot, a couple years ago?
Yeah, it's over 2 now.
Yeah. And you couldn't get signed up. There were people, I remember when it first started happening, and I don't know if there was any announcement, I knew a guy that was waiting a year to get signed up. Turns out they weren't going to ever sign him up. And then we have to hear this through the grapevine, because I don't think there's any announcement. I don't think this is public information.
No, they're not telling nobody.
Just kind of find out at a truck stop or something. But anyway, so which is why we try to get the information like the detectives we are and share it with you. So Ready Logistics, has gone through this period where they wouldn't sign anybody up, allegedly, but I'm pretty sure that's true. And now, what you're saying now, suddenly, how did you find this out? Did you get an email or something?
Well, we've been sending emails. Remember, I sent them an email about 2 weeks ago, and they said, just give us a call. Well, we've been trying to get through to them, and it's been near to impossible, waiting for 30, 40 minutes at a time. And
Yeah.
finally, Jen got through to him this morning. And she said, okay, we'll start signing up. And said she would send us the email packet, which, like I said, we still haven't gotten. It's been about 2 hours. So Jen may have to call them again to start signing up everybody. And we're going to sign everybody that's with us up. So they said it might take them 24 hours to get them all completely done, which that's amazing too, because over 2 years ago when I signed up my last guy, it took 2.5 months to actually get all the paperwork done and on the road. So if they can get it done within 24, 48 hours, I'm impressed. Let's do it.
Wow, that's awesome. So I mean, if this is brand new information, call Ready Logistics. If you've been trying to get signed up, now's your chance, because anything could happen. They could close the door again, and you just find out about it at another truck stop. I know, I'm having fun, but seriously, it'd be great if we could get some information. But we're doing the best we can, because this is how auto transport works. You just get the information, third hand, fourth hand, fifth hand, whatever, right?
Okay. Yeah, they're not going to tell you. You're going to have to take care of it.
Okay, so there it is. Okay. Allegedly. Okay, so by the way, Wholesale Express. Now, why did we say get signed up with them? Did they shut off the spigot too?
They did too. They changed it to where you had to be in business for a year with, I believe, 100 ratings.
Oh,
and
wow,
50 of them,
ratings.
Or 20 of them in the last. Yeah, 20 of them within the last month or something like that.
And
but
20 within the last month? And you got to bring us chocolate?
COVID. Yeah. So COVID has changed that too. They're taking everybody again. So get signed up with them, because, like I said, this won't last. As soon as they get so many in their bucket, I'm guaranteeing they're going to close the spigot down again.
Well,
so do it while you can.
That's right. And to be fair, I mean, here's the information I did get. Is the reason that the spigot did get turned off is that they have all the transporters they need, allegedly. And that because Ready is more of a white glove service of Mannheim rather than the central dispatch free-for-all.
Right.
Well, good job, Jay. Okay, so, but the thing is that right now, since dealers are like, I can't get the car moved and all this stuff's going on, everybody's opened up the door again, but we all know how things go, right?
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, because it'll change. I think when I did finally get everybody signed up like 2 years ago, it only lasted for like 3 months, and then they were done again. So get yourself in there now. Don't hesitate.
Yeah.
Do it now.
The water runs out.
Because once you're in, you're in. You know what I mean? Yeah. So.
Right. They take when there's a blizzard, and they say, fill up your gallon jugs while you can, and then the pipes freeze, and now dang it, we didn't get any water. All right, so David says, I re-upped with Ready, took over a week. They wanted more than the usual certificate holder needed to be as a payee for cargo, something like that. That sounds like additional insurance. Do you know anything about it?
It is additional insured.
So
so that may have changed. They weren't requiring it, but they would only let you haul certain loads if you had additional insured.
Wow.
That's the way it was.
Okay,
now,
so
they have changed it to all additional insured.
Right.
And I don't know if people understand. Sometimes you have to pay extra to your insurance company for additional insured.
Oh yeah, no.
It can run $20 to $500.
Yeah, no.
So that's kind of up to you guys as to what you do.
That's why you want your insurance agent to be a friend, somebody that you might hang out with at the barbecue.
Well, I don't know if that. No, I don't know about that one.
No,
but
I don't know about that. All right, good try, Jay. But no.
Are you completely?
Oops, I just went right into your commercial. Hey, I'll tell you what. That's what I want to do, Sue. I want to run your ad. If you need a dispatcher, if you need dispatching help, Sue is also a fully licensed broker. Here's the information. We're going to be right back.
Are you completely stressed out from all the calls and the contracts and the verification of loads when nobody answers the phone? Call Murphy Auto Dispatch Services today. Murphy Auto Dispatch Services has over 15 years of experience in the transport industry. We are your office while you are on the road. We book, we verify, and we bill out your loads for you. We have an excellent accounting staff and an even better dispatch team. Give us a call today at 417-273-0021. Or if you want to email me, it's murphyautotransport31@yahoo.com. Give us a call today.
All right, so there's the website information, email address, phone number, and Sue's on the line with us now. So she's my co-host on Dispatching Live every Thursday. So let us know how we can help you. David says Northland insurance is free. That's right. I just read that.
Some of them are.
If it's on the internet, it's got to be true.
Yeah.
Brandon
some
says
companies don't charge, but.
Brandon says, "Hey Sue, heading north." Okay, so Brandon is heading north towards Indy, looking to head back southeast, maybe towards Georgia, Tennessee. So there we go. We're looking for a backhaul from Indy to Georgia, Tennessee.
Well, let me touch this with Carlos.
Yeah, Carlos.
Those two right there. I don't know if you can take two 1500s and another vehicle, but those two for SCA Performance are paying really, really good right there.
Which two? SCA. Now, is that a customization shop?
Well, they usually are lifted from him, but when you're bringing stuff to them, they're going to be usually regular trucks.
Gotcha.
But they're always lifted when they leave there. But they're not huge lifts. We're only talking, 4 or 5 inches. So I've never had a problem. And if your trailer is only a 50-footer, obviously you can't fit that. But you could take those two if you wanted to get out of it someplace, because they're both paying $1 for a mile. So
I like those. And they usually, look at that. They close at 4. I was just going to say they usually have a little bit, just slimmer hours, not a big deal.
SCA, for delivery is 4 o'clock. Now, there's stuff where you're picking up, though.
You're right. You have more leeway on the pickup. So there you go, Carlos. Let us know how that looks to you.
Indy, we're going from Indianapolis?
Yeah, Indy to Georgia, Tennessee.
Okay, let's look. There was a bunch on there the other day. Let's see.
Hey, what's up, 11 Transport? Thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today on Dispatching Live with Sue. So you're doing the backhaul, Indy to Georgia, Tennessee?
Okay, I thought we were doing Indy to Georgia, Tennessee. Or we're doing backhaul from that?
Oh, no. Keep going. You're good. I said backhaul, but
the area.
You're doing
looking
Indy
to head back southeast, maybe towards Georgia, Tennessee. Okay. All right, let's look. I'm going to get
And he's got a 5-car. He's got a 5-car. Thanks, Brandon.
5-car Mini? Is it a 5-car Mini?
He just says 5-car, didn't specify. He's fine with 2 pick, 2 drop. Interesting. 2 pick, 2 drop.
Okay, let's see.
So maybe he's got some? I'm not sure.
Let's see.
Carlos likes the 2 that you've picked out.
Loads. Cool. All right. Well, I don't do Savannah, so I'm not sure if you do, but I do not. It is almost nearly impossible to get out of there.
And it's half the time it's the port.
I mean, if he's one, it doesn't look like there's
Brandon's got a Mini.
On.
Thanks, Brandon.
Okay. And I don't think there's multiples on here. There's a Norcross on here, but I will tell you, Nexus's loads are sometimes good, sometimes not. What else we got on here? I don't see any multi-packs on here. There's a Honda Accord, which is way cheap, by the way.
And then, so Brandon, are there any cities you're going to be in Indianapolis? Just curious. Are you going to be at the Mannheim, the Odessa? That's what I would ask.
This guy has 2 right here, Brandon. He's got a Honda Accord and a Chevy Malibu out of Southport, Indiana. They're cheap, though, man. I would ask him for more money. He's a new, looks like he's probably a new dealer. Let's look and see.
So he sells used. He sells, 2001 and 2010,
Georgia.
So
they're not even going to
dealer.
him. So,
he's probably got.
You can ask for more money.
He's probably got a limited budget. He probably plans on $300 per sedan to move.
Yeah, which right now this stuff usually pays way more than that. A lot of times out of Indianapolis, I'll get paid $400 or $500 a car to come down.
Yeah.
Here's a 2-pack for you out of Winnemac, but
Ooh.
this is their one place that if you haven't hauled out of that place before, you are not allowed to pick up from. Winnemac is out of the way,
Right.
just so you know.
Yes.
It's up north, I think east of
It is
Indianapolis.
north. I mean, it's a hike.
Yeah, yeah,
And that, yeah,
um,
that's a customization minivan
yeah,
handicap. Yeah.
yeah. So,
They
and you
close
got to
at
be there
like
by 3
2. Oh,
o'clock,
is it 3?
2 or
Okay.
3. I think it's
Yeah.
3. Yeah.
It's brutal.
Looks like Wholesale has one in Mount Juliet out of Bloomington, which you would go through if you're going south.
He did say Newcastle, Indiana. Newcastle.
Where's
So, I mean, that's
Newcastle at?
near Indianapolis. So if he's already a little bit north, that could be good. Oh, it's east. Okay. So Newcastle's east of Indianapolis. So there would be no Winnemac. I wouldn't even look
Yeah,
at it.
I mean Winnemac.
Um, Muncie is north of Newcastle.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're pretty. If you went straight up there, you're still 2.5 hours away. So that's quite a hike for only.
I mean, what
And
you
they're
might
only
even be
listed
looking
for
at Dayton. Well, it's still pretty far.
Yeah,
Cincinnati.
yeah. I mean, here's a 2-pack down to Tennessee. A Dodge Neon Chevy Equinox to Antioch.
And I think that's an Odessa.
Greenfield is either Odessa or it's the Carvana. Hopefully it's not the Carvana because the Carvana closes early too. Although the Carvana in Indianapolis have changed their hours because they have so many cars there. I mean, it is crazy. I've sent 2 guys there in just the last 2 days, and they are staying open until 1 a.m.
Wow. Hey, because you reminded me, Winder, the Carvana location in Winder, Georgia, used to close at like 2 or something. I wonder if they've
They
expanded
close
their
at
hours.
3, 4, 3:30.
Oh, it's okay.
They did, yeah, and they did have at one time like they would do a swing shift and have a late, but they took that away too right now.
Yeah, well, right
Looks
now I
like,
can understand, and things are changing right now,
yeah,
but
it looks like we got a
3:30,
Frontier
my
to
goodness,
Tennessee.
yellow card on 3:30. Come on,
Yeah,
come
it
on,
makes it
man.
almost impossible. Looks like there's more
That's tough.
stuff going into Tennessee for you than Georgia so far. The problem is I'm not seeing a lot of double packs here for you. I mean, there was a 2-pack going to Georgia and a 2-pack going to Nashville right now, and that's about it.
I can't say I've seen any clusters that look very good, but it could be, like, for example, those ready cars, they're all in the same,
Yeah.
going to the same, they're just posted individually.
But that's over in Cleves, which I think is Cincinnati area. Yeah. It's close to Cincinnati. Okay, those are Cincinnati. Those are Cincinnati. Yeah. You'd have to have enough time to get over there. And yeah, that looks like it's the same.
But what I don't like about it, it's such a short distance.
Yeah, I don't like those either. And I don't like doing this kind of money. I mean, honestly.
I don't either.
I like big money.
If you're on a shorter route, which is interesting, this is where this gets into Ty's territory. Ty likes to talk about a lane, and
Yeah.
So if it's your lane, this is great. In fact, if you're a carrier and this is your lane, you can set up your notifications in ready, right? And then you get I knew a couple drivers that would do that. Man, they stay loaded all the time. They didn't need a dispatcher. Shoot.
No. All right. So, unfortunately, buddy, I don't think there's a lot on there. So I think we need to look up Albuquerque for Mike. I think he was looking for something. Let's see. Here we go. Mike's got a 3-car in Albuquerque. I think he said tomorrow. Let's see. Paul. Okay. Or that's what he said. Must be way back. All right. Well, we'll just look at Albuquerque here and see what's on here. And then we're going to talk. Oh, we need to also talk about. I had a meeting with Mannheim Rat yesterday, and
Really?
Central Dispatch. Yes.
Wow.
And they have got some new things in the works for Central Dispatch for the compare button.
Whoa.
Yes.
What?
Yes.
What?
And they were asking my opinion about the new compare button and stuff like that.
Oh my God, they're actually looking into fixing the compare button?
Yep.
Holy
Yes,
mackerel!
they've either been
Can't even
listening to
believe
us
it.
or something,
Oh well, let me
because
tell
a
you.
lot of the changes are stuff I've been asking
You
for.
know what?
So.
Now I need to get another prop. I need to get like a little horn that I can toot. Okay, because I I don't know how much money I'm gonna bet that this show gets watched from time to time, because this is how else are you gonna get like brutal, honest feedback other than Facebook groups, right? But I mean, we're on a mission to really get to how to make this a better business. This isn't just gossip. We're not. This isn't just stingers versus wedgies. Okay.
Okay,
All
so
right. So.
this is what they're doing.
All right. Cool.
They are creating, like when you press the compare button, they're either doing one or two things. I told them they should do a combination of this, but one of them was graphs, and it showed you where your rate was in comparison to what is going on right now.
Nice.
And it shows the graph over the last 3 months of where it was at, where it's at now. If your rate was comparable to what's on the board, so it would help brokers as well as transporters to know whether they have room to negotiate on a rate, that kind of thing. The other one they showed me, which I actually liked better, was actually physically they were putting in there the amounts, and they would say whether that was a fair rate or not. So I think it will help both brokers and transporters alike as to knowing, what they can do and, what the going rate is right now on the board. I did say to them, we're all upset about the fact of low rates being put on the board. Of
Yeah,
course,
that's
like
been
I
a
told her, I said,
complaint
I know you,
forever.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I said, I'm sure you cannot say, you can only put on there a minimum of, we'll say 35 cents, because this is an open forum basically, and you can't control that. And she said, no, we can't. But she's hoping that by doing this and people see this stuff, that they'll say, okay, so if the going rate right now is 375, I need to be comparable if my car wants to move. Whether that, like she said, well, how many people you think will actually use it and listen to it? And I said, I would say a good part of people will, but there's still going to be people on there that want their stuff done for nothing, and they're going to still do whatever they want to do. But I think it will help like new dealers who don't know how to process a rate on here. It will give them suggestions as to what to put it on there for. And like when we were talking to that girl that was the broker, last week, and her load was way lower than the other load, that would have helped her. And I explained that to them, that new brokers don't know how to price stuff out either. And this would be a good tool for them to learn a little bit better on, for comparables. But like I also explained to them, right now with COVID, I'm not going to use their compare rate. I told her it does not work. I said, it's not showing an accurate of what's going on. And I did say to her, I don't know how you guys do your comparables, if it's over a week, if it's over a month, but I said it needs to be more current. I said right now I look up on the board from place to place instead to see what the rates are, and I'm not using the compare button. So they know it's a problem, so they're supposedly fixing it.
Well, and what's funny is here's some good feedback, is that the brokers use the compare button, the carriers avoid it.
See, I think they should use it. If you're dispatching for yourself, especially, like let's just go look. You can see, I mean, this isn't going to help you a lot, but you can see that what the going rates were.
It helps the
negotiation.
Well, it helps. Well, here's the problem, and this is the thing, and this is why it needs to be fixed. It helps brokers squeeze carriers. That's what this button does. It should be called the squeeze the carrier button. It's true.
Well, this right
because
here,
it always skews low. And I know that because in the years I dispatched, whenever a broker would tell me, yeah, but it went for this, it went for that, let's go to the compare button. And it's always like, yeah, you're going to push me to the bottom. This compare button never helps me push you to the top. It helps you push me to the bottom. So,
and if they do it the way they're talking about it, though, it's going to give you the average rate. It's not going to show this. Before, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And the other thing I asked her, too, I said, you guys putting on that this was a pickup, that doesn't mean anything to us. That pickup could have been $1,500, $2,500, $3,500. We need to know what these actual cars, SUVs are.
So that
And
the title on that vertical category should be arbitrary, irrelevant information.
right, because that doesn't mean anything to me.
Doesn't
Like
mean
this
anything.
other, I mean, what was that, an RV? I mean, I don't know. And also I asked, I said, if there was a way to
Yeah,
even
it
list
does.
the
It was a
brokers
fire
that did
engine.
this, right. Yeah, right. And if they would list the brokers to the side, then we would also have an answer there too,
Well, they
because we know
can't do.
what
Well,
brokers
they
do
can't
what.
do. No, they can't do that. And I listen,
Eh,
and that's part. Well, that's listen. I believe in some level of, confidentiality. We don't need to know the broker, right? Can't do.
right.
You can't do that.
Well,
But
I want to know.
well, of course, hey, inquiring minds want to know.
Well, right.
And then there's a picture of Johnny Depp, and the court is adjourned. And no, we're
Well,
not doing it.
if they get rid of this, it wouldn't even be necessary. If we're going to go by a real compare button and the graphs, we wouldn't need to know who it is. Because as long as they average that price up and it's not this kind of stuff where you can see such a huge gap, then we wouldn't need to know who it was listing cars.
Well,
But also,
I love it. I
discussed
tell you
within
what,
this
honestly,
proposal,
overall, here's the feedback. Overall, I'm impressed by the conversation. As long as nobody walked out and started, making baskets in the trash can with your information. But I don't believe. I'm just having fun. Okay. I know the difference between, having fun, and I do believe. I'm going to say this. I do believe that we're helping them actually pay more attention.
oh yeah,
And it's not just
absolutely.
us. It's everybody. Everybody really wants companies to pay more attention. Stop just
Right.
stop hitting the number one. Hey, here's your support ticket. Yeah, I got help. I need a problem. Closed. Okay, that's how it used to be done. Now it's, okay, what's your problem?
Right.
And that's where we're at. Where people are actually starting to listen to
Yes.
these problems, and that's it's awesome. And that's really cool. Was there anything other than the compare button that you think was a good takeaway?
Well, that's all we discussed yesterday was all about the compare button and the rates on Central.
Okay.
I mean, I've had lots of these
rates.
meetings
Not
with her.
ratings, rates.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And she said, she goes, she loves talking to me because I'm on both sides of the thing, that I've got transporters and I'm a broker, so I can help them try to make this better.
You are the golden feedback, because you are very experienced, you're reasonable, and you really want it to be better. I love that. Yeah, that's why I love having you help me on this show. It's awesome.
Well, awesome. And she also said to me, I told her about our show. She's gonna go watch it. So
she's watching it right now.
Hopefully, I told her we're on Thursdays. It's called Dispatching Live, and come watch. We talk about all this stuff all the time, the stuff we need and what we're wanting to change the industry to be and stuff like that. So, hey, you never know, it could work. And she always remembers me because she's like, I talk to you all the time. I'm like, yes, you do.
That's
Anytime
awesome.
the driver gets a notice saying that they want to have a research meeting, I always hook it up and I do it because I want them to know what really it is out there, like for both of us as far as brokers and transporters go.
Well, yeah, and for the record, we look forward to the day when those folks participate in the show. We can talk to them for a segment. That's going to be great. Mm-hmm. I don't know what year that'll be, but I look forward to it. I'm not going away. By the way, Big Will says, hey, what's y'all's favorite lanes to dispatch for? And I like that question because here's my favorite lane. You've heard me say it time and again. Detroit to Texas, Louisiana. That's always been my favorite. I love that one.
See, here's my thing with Detroit. I try to take stuff that I can get to the next day. Like we just took a Detroit load to Virginia Beach. It was 770 miles. I paid $2,300. And I like to be someplace the next day so I can make another couple $1,000s. If that makes sense.
Right. So whereas I like to book it so I can go to the beach, right?
Right. Because like what I did is I took him to Chesapeake, Virginia, and I've already got him a 3-pack out of Kenley and one in Virginia Beach going down to Mobile, Alabama that paid $2,000. So he's hopping from one place and then he's got another $2,000. So he made $4,300 and we're talking about 1,500 miles.
Nice.
So
Nice.
look at it that way, that's good money.
Well, and
Now
mine,
I got
what
to get
it's
them out
funny
of
you said
there.
Virginia because the triangle I liked is
Uh huh.
Detroit, Texas, Louisiana, Virginia, back up.
Well, see, with doing that, most of my guys want to be home by Friday at the
Yeah,
latest
right.
Saturday.
That's a
If
week.
I run them that, I can't get them home. So I usually, when I run Detroit area, I'm running only like I said, 500 to 700 miles, so I can get to the next place to get him like set up where I need him to go to get him home. So you kind of have to follow a pattern. And because I've been doing this, I know where I've got to send them to make sure I have the loads to get them there. Like my one guy, I ran him up to he leaves out of Delaware and he went to Cincinnati. From Cincinnati, we went to Atlanta. From Atlanta, we went to Cincinnati again, and then Cincinnati home to Wilmington, Delaware. That gets all done from Monday through Friday. And he's
Wow.
still, you're making really good money.
Yeah.
So you got to have an idea of where the loads are going to come out of for that particular driver to get home too. That's just lots of practice, and it's not something you can just do overnight, just so everybody knows.
Yeah. No.
It's a lot of trial and error when you're starting out and stuff like that. And it
Well.
doesn't always work. And there
It,
is no magic to this. It's just you do what you know.
No, there is
So
there's no dispatch magic potion. We've tried to find it. 11 Transport says, "Hey guys, what do you think is the best state for a 9-car hauler right now?" And then we're going to talk about
let's see.
revenue expectations. This leads right into that.
Yeah. Well, I don't know what
that's a
you would
tough
say
question.
as far
I
as
know that's a tough one.
9-car. Where is he asking where he should be living at
What do you
to be a
think?
9-car?
Right. Hey
I
guys, what do
mean,
you think is the best state? I'm sorry, state. Did I say rate?
yeah.
Dang it. Hey,
No,
what do you
you
think
said
is the
state.
best state for a 9-car hauler right now?
I mean, I'm
Not that it's much
assuming
easier
he's
question.
I'm assuming he's
I
meaning
mean, I
where
like
should he
it. Hey,
live, but
11
I don't
Transport.
know.
I love the question. I'm just not sure exactly how to answer it. Right?
I mean, if we're talking about where he should live at, for a
Thanks, Greg.
9-car, maybe Texas. There's always big
Ooh,
car haulers
Texas.
out of Texas.
That's a good answer.
Um, Tennessee's got, there's always loads out of Nashville, of course, on certain
That's
days,
another
but you can
good
get
answer.
9-packs out of there.
PA
Kentucky
or
usually
what?
has 9-packs.
Am I right? PA? Could I be
Yeah,
wrong on that?
Pittsburgh. I mean,
Yeah.
Pittsburgh area, sort of.
No.
Philly area, yes. Manheim, PA is a good place.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, if you do ports and stuff like that, living in like Maryland area or Virginia area, you can usually. I don't know if you can get 9-packs, but you can sure
11,
get
11
like
says he's
4.
in. Check this out. 11 says he's in Florida.
Oh,
So check this out.
sweet.
11. I'm gonna guess that you're looking. So you're asking the question: where's a good place, right, to get
To
loaded
go.
as a 9-car in Florida? I swear to you,
Orlando.
in this virtual event, this guy was just talking about having a hard time finding a carrier in Florida. But you know the reason?
Oh,
You know what it is? And I said this. I put this in the live chat. This would be a reason why we don't want all 9-car trailers and nothing else.
right.
I didn't say that,
Right.
but I was hinting at that. It's funny how, right, there's this wedgies suck thing going on, right? And that's why I do flip of the week, because if you're a flip of the week, well, that's a problem. And it's usually a wedgie,
Right.
fair enough. But
So, yeah.
do you always, what if a dealer only buys one? You going to send a 9-car? Is that the way to go?
Right. No.
No, it's
Right.
not the way
Exactly.
to go.
You're not.
It's not going to get moved right away.
Or-
So anyways.
Honestly, 11. I would say Orlando is probably your best bet for 9-cars.
Orlando, that's good.
That's usually there's 2-3 Manheims down there, and usually that's where I would send my 10-car if I was going into Florida. I'd send them into Orlando, and you can usually get loaded out of there. Miami's too tough.
Orlando, that's really good.
Tampa,
Plus, you have
no.
Tampa. If you do Orlando, your backup is Tampa or Jacksonville.
Let's just do. Let's look up Florida, and we'll put in a minimum
I
of,
like
let's
that.
say 4 on here, and see what comes up. But I guarantee it's probably going to be where I'm saying.
I think you nailed it. So I got 10 minutes left. I got to get back into this conference.
Okay. We also have to tell my funny story here in just a
Oh
second.
yeah, I want to hear it. Yeah, so you're gonna tell that in a second. And just
All right.
and then revenue expectations.
Yeah, we got to get to that because I've got
Yeah. So you're gonna
some
do those
problems
two. Yeah, this will
there.
be our last search. You're gonna do those two, and then we'll call it a day.
Okay, so also Jacksonville, it looks like there's some, but there's no way anybody's fitting all those vans on there, by the way.
Right. Well, I don't know. Why do they
Yeah,
post it? Do they not know?
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
Okay, so you got some Orlando. You do have some stuff out of Fort Lauderdale, but that's really cheap, and it's going to Savannah. There's some Tampa. There's some more Orlando. There's a 4-pack going into Monroe, but Monroe, just so everybody knows, is not New Orleans. It's up high. Here's another 8-pack out of Tampa going to Monroe.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, I'm impressed. There's a 7-pack on here out of Fort Lauderdale.
Going
A
to
nine
Raleigh.
pack
That's not
here.
bad. Puts you right on
Yeah, this one is
995.
a pack.
Like that.
This is just so y'all know. This is not me. I didn't know.
Ha!
There's another
What do you?
company.
Come on, Sue.
That is not me. That's crazy.
That is
Anyways,
nuts, man.
that is nuts. There's another Orlando. So
Thanks,
there's
11.
another
That's so
Orlando.
cool.
Orlando. So right now, it looks like this is typically, you won't see this many loads in Fort Lauderdale. I think that's because of COVID, to be honest with you. There's a lot of loads on here. And this may be the only place they're being able to find cars to buy, because I keep talking to people, they can't find any cars to buy. So that may be what's going on here. A lot of stuff in Jacksonville.
Yeah,
That
Jacksonville.
looks like it's going
Longhorn Auto
up.
Logistics. Yeah, I met those guys. Yeah, they got a lot of loads. Yeah, call Longhorn Auto Logistics and see what they need. Cecil and me and Ty met him. Cecil and can never remember that other guy's name.
But if I was you, if I was going to put it in, I would just put a minimum. If you're looking for 9 cars, put a minimum of 3 or 4. That way you can kind of see what's going on, where you want to, settle your stuff and take yourself to. I don't know where you're based out of, so I'm just guessing.
Oh
A
yeah,
lot of this stuff
JMN.
is local stuff.
And this is what's really helpful about this kind of search. Any company with multiple loads, call them. Phone number's right there. Let's find out.
Yeah,
Hey,
and
what's up?
There's always stuff going to Georgia. Looks like there's a bunch of stuff going to Georgia on here. So it looks like there's a bunch on here. I can't say the rates are the greatest, but there is a bunch on.
Yeah, well, exactly. You never
Some
know.
of them are good, some of them are
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But that's what I would do.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's talk about my funny story.
Funny story. Okay, what do we got?
So
Yeah.
one of my drivers picked up a 2-pack of Dodge Durangos at Odessa, Birmingham. We were going to Detroit with them. He got them on there. One of the Durangos would not go into any other gear but forward, or you know what I mean, drive.
Okay.
So neutral was drive, reverse was drive. It didn't matter what you put it in, it was drive. So we were stuck. So
Okay.
we called them immediately and said, this is what's going on. Can you get this off? Because right now I'm screwed. I can't get it off either. And he said, sure, no problem. We don't have a forklift, but we can get it worked out. Like I'm sitting here thinking, let's drop the drive shaft and get it off, right? So we show up there, and of course the guy's throwing a fit. I will just say he's foreign. I don't know what he was.
What was the pickup location?
It was Birmingham, Odessa.
Oh, okay. Huh. Okay.
Yeah.
So Odessa to it, and
guarantee
it was a
you-
used dealer?
Yeah, and I
Okay.
guarantee you he knew about it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So,
That's what I was thinking. He knew. Exactly.
and of course, we call him and tell him all this stuff right away, because I'm not going to have any surprises when we get up there. Anyways, he gets up there.
He's
and
on the phone. He's
immediately
like,
calls
oh,
us.
really? Oh, wow.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah, but we'll get it
whoa.
off of there for you.
You hear these guys?
So we get up there. And of course, he immediately is saying, well, why didn't you? This is how stupid he was. He says, why didn't you put it in reverse and back it up? Well, we called you and told you there was no
Wow.
reverse. We were already
Whoa.
stuck, okay? And he said, well, it's your job to get it off. If you got to hire a forklift, or not a forklift, if you got to hire a tow truck to come take it off, you're going to pay for it. And we're like, no, we're not. And I said, look, listen, just tell them we're going to take it to storage. I'm not going to play with these people no more. I'm done, right? So my driver is sitting there, and all of a sudden I see it come on Super Dispatcher delivered. And I call him up, I'm like, you got this thing off? He's like, well, there was a group of gentlemen walking down the street. He said, presumably a gang. And
What?
he said, hey, if you guys get this car off, push it off my trailer, that guy inside will pay you $30 a
Oh,
person.
no. This is where drivers are resourceful. Wow.
They pushed it off, and he goes, thanks a lot, guys. Go inside there. That guy's name is Kenny. He'll get you covered and paid.
Oh
and he
my-
took off.
Oh my God, that's genius.
So I said to him as he's leaving, I said, you better go cash that check right now. Because he's gonna stop payment, I guarantee it.
Oh yeah.
And
Yeah, run the
said,
check
"Did you hear from him?" He
cashers.
goes, yes, and he kept getting phone calls from him, and of course he didn't take the calls. And I said, well, that's probably because he's getting raped right now.
Oh my God.
Because he didn't pay the guy.
Does anybody have a saxophone and a Pulp Fiction copy? Oh my God.
I told him, I said, I gotta tell you, Matt, that is the funniest story I've ever heard in my entire life of doing this, and I'm going to tell it on the show tomorrow.
It is so awesome.
Oh my God.
Oh,
That is awesome.
That is a
because you know how many
great.
times we sat there waiting for them to unload a car because they did this stuff?
I
I'm
love
like,
the
in fact,
twist.
it happened today too, again to somebody else, and I asked him, I said, is there anybody walking by you right now? And he's like, what do you mean? I said, I'll tell you later. But
Oh, that is so funny.
so,
Oh,
yeah, that
man.
was classic.
Oh, that is
So,
awesome.
anyways.
Wow. Incredible.
So we should discuss this whole rates thing real quick before.
Yeah,
you have
let's
to go.
do that. Let's do that. Yeah.
So I always say right now during the COVID, your 3 and 4 car haulers should be making $1,200 to $1,500 a day. Some people I've found are taking this literally, that they will only do it but they have to realize this is not based on $1,200 or $1,500. I'm doing it by the mileage. So if I'm going 600 miles and I'm getting $1,200 for a 3 car, that's good money. But sometimes you have to take less money to move. You can't just sit there and expect for these loads to come up or get certain amounts of money. So if you took 3 cars that paid $300 a piece and you were only going 300 miles, that's good money. That's $3 a mile. You know what I mean? You can't just put it in this category and say, this is only the amount of money I'm going to take to move. Especially if you're a new carrier, you have to work in the parameters that a dispatcher has to work with you. And we're all about making you as much money as possible, but you can't like lock us into a certain grid and say, hey, I'm only moving if you get me this amount of money. You see what I'm saying?
Well, and here, you know what's cool is I just got a copy of it. I'm gonna run a video. Tuesday night's gonna be an incredible show.
Okay.
We've actually got Kurt DeRoy, Chief Commercial Officer of Jack Cooper Logistics, on the show Tuesday night. And he shared a video with me. He said it's okay for me to show this video. And in this video, they're talking about the factors that go into load profitability. And it's like what you're talking about, is that you have to consider what's the cost of the run, how full are you, how much are you making in revenue, because you can't just always say, yeah, we need a C note, and that's what's going to make us profitable today. Just like that Alaska to New Jersey load. So it's not always about distance. It's not always about flat rate. It's about, how much time are you saving, how much money are you spending, and how much money are you bringing in.
Right. And I honestly think that each company, driver, whatever you want to call it, should know what their minimum is that they need to have a day. You know what I mean?
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Well,
like their overhead, they should be able to figure it out. This is what I have to have no matter what we do. I need this amount of money every single day to make sure I'm profitable. And they should tell a dispatcher
in the aggregate, this is how much I need to bring in a week. Because we all know, if you're running a triangle, not every leg is the same amount of money.
Exactly. True. And that's just it. Like I said, if you're only going 300 miles, but you're making $900, that's $3 a mile. That's banking it right there. I'm not saying is that that's all you should be running, But I'm just saying, sometimes you're going to come across loads like that, and they can get that done in a day's time too, and sometimes pick up still. If it was a 3-pack for 900 and you're going 300 miles, there's no reason you couldn't be able to get where you're going, drop, pick, and re-pick up another load and keep on moving. So you'd
What
actually make more money.
and that's something I know you like to bring up is that, yeah, if we're going to kill ourselves to make that number you think we're supposed to make, but then lose a day or a delay on the pickup or on the backhaul, well, it doesn't make sense.
No. And just like if you're driving 2,500 miles and you're making, because most people don't even make $5,000 off of that. If that takes you all week to do and you only made $3,500, that's your whole week. Why do it? If you can do shorter miles and make more money every single day, that adds up to more than that, that's what you do.
That's why Ty likes to talk about, what does he say? Short mile, long dollar, long mile, short dollar. I'm more about like
exactly.
medium mile gold bars. That's why
that's where I'm at.
Yeah,
Me
medium.
too. I'm in the middle. Yeah. Because I don't do the long hauls either, and I don't do the short hauls. And I get where he is about the short hauls because they should be paying. Honestly, most of the short hauls should be paying $2 a mile, usually at least $1 a mile per car.
Right.
And I don't do anything under $200 a day. A car minimum, anyways. And that's usually a fill-in spot. And that's like if I took a load from, Oklahoma to Memphis and I'm still going on to Alabama, I'll take a car in between that if I have the time. But if it's going to cost you a day, don't take the $200 car.
Yeah, exactly.
It ain't worth it.
Leave the connection load if it ain't worth it.
Yep.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, that's totally true. Here's what I wanted to say. This is important to note. We like to know about trends. Dealers are all about trends. Well, let me tell you a trend that's coming our way. Is that as the moratorium on repossessions goes away and repos kick in again, guess what part of the automotive industry is about to find out how much carriers really want to pick up your repo salvage vehicle? The repo industry. If you guess repo industry, then you're a winner. Because the repo industry is about to find out how much carriers want to pick up to make that appointment, right? To work around your 10-minute window and then show up and the car has no wheels.
Right.
And
yeah, but see, the repo people don't make the prices.
No, I know. Well, I know. And I get that. And that's actually why it really blows, because you got the carrier and the repo guy yelling at each other when really we need a third person at the table that's sitting on all the gold bars. You know who that is?
The broker.
Well, and what they call them is they call them freight forwarders. They work for the banks. They keep a bunch of the money. Yeah, and they're essentially they're like the broker's broker, right?
Right.
Because they're using the phone from the yacht. I mean, they're just printing money, and that's why it's so lucrative to be that company.
Yeah.
And they don't know that there's no keys anywhere. They don't know.
No, they don't.
Now they do
know
what
they care, probably.
They know the regulations, and I've learned more about this. There's a lot of regulations that go into the repo cars, and so these repo cars, they're a pain, which is another reason why, hey man, if you can't, don't be going and getting a new car just because you found $50 on the subway. What are you doing? But that's a different show entirely.
Yeah.
And so I want to thank you, Sue, and everybody for joining me again for another Dispatching Live. I love what we're doing here, throwing down the knowledge. I love the feedback from Ready Logistics. Let's keep it going. Come on, Ready Logistics, man. Keep it going. Keep improving the system. Talk to us. We want to work together, right?
Yeah, especially, they're Mannheim, they're Central, and they're Ready Auto. So this is a 3-pack here.
I'm just to say this: don't wait. I'm saying this to a lot of companies. Stop waiting on the sidelines. Get involved now, because once it's super cool and everybody's involved, come on, man, you'll be at the back of the line. Get in now. Stop waiting. Anyways, that's my little speech. Guys, thank you so much for being a part of another Dispatching Live. And thanks for tuning into the live chat. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, tell your friends, and join us tomorrow. Ty and I will be live at noon on Cars on the Move. So, Sue,
Cool.
thank you for your service. Being a part of the show, really appreciate it.
No problem. Me too. Thank you.
And Jen, thank you for your contribution.
She's on the phone again.
She's on the phone. Of course she is. She's a
On the
dispatcher.
phone. Oh, she said bye, Jay.
All right. See you later. It's all work and no play on Dispatching Live. You guys take care. We'll see you tomorrow. I'll see you
All
tomorrow
right.
on Cars on the Move. You take care, Sue. I'll talk to you next week.
All right. Thanks, Jay. Thanks, everybody.
Bye-bye.